So, just promised in the previous video, I talked about this little Ethernet Zigbee device. And if you haven't caught that one, well, we talked about how to load and how easy it is to load Zigbee for loading all of this and even much more, which is all of your smart home devices and everything, and totally making it local without the damn cloud. But then we showed you how to do it with USB, and that's perfectly fine probably if you just have a little nook stuck on a wooden shelf and then you got this extension cord thing. And but not everybody does that. Some people like myself running a full-blown server, you may have it even in a metal rack, which is not the greatest thing for trying to get 2.4 gigahertz. And then you may have a bootleg way of putting the antenna sticking out the metal rack. But what if I told you you could run this off of Ethernet and put this anywhere in the home? And also it's power over Ethernet. So I know you ones out there that are running cameras and other things like access points and everything like that. You run one cable, run it to your switch, plug it in the right way, run it from your switch, and then simply plug it in. Of course, you may have a longer cable that runs, 100 feet away in the house, and then you put this probably in a little bit better location to build your Zigbee mesh. And the price of these things is gonna be almost the same, of course, if you wait on AliExpress, as some of the damn USB ones you may get from Sonoff. And then there's all kind of different flavors of these. And no, they did not pay me to say this. They did send this for review. They sent us several different little flavors, which I'll go over, but they are pretty damn awesome. And I'm running one myself on my network because it's stupid simple to do any little over-the-air upgrades. You want to do upgrade to the Zigbee chipset. It's just a stupid little GUI. Click the button and you're done, and it upgrades. You could even roll things back if, shit hits the fan. But that's no command line stuff and all the junk like you got to do with this one. Yeah, I even did a video on a long video on how to upgrade this. Well, it would be a short ass video for this one. Go click the button and you're freaking done. Towards the end of the video, I do like an entire tear down of this on the different model or whatever. They're pretty much all the same except for the Zigbee chipset that's in them, and kind of go over some of that in there. But if you just want to skip around using the chapter marks like you always should in YouTube videos, definitely do the thing and smash the buttons while you're down there as well. So if you are running off to go look, hey, where can I buy this at? And I just want to get one right now because it's pretty awesome already, without seeing any of this other setup stuff. Well, be careful. Of course, I'm going to leave all the links down below. The website that we all know and love, the little jungle style one, I'm not going to name the name. Be careful because as of right now, like the price is like double or so for what I found, what you can get off of AliExpress. But be careful at AliExpress because there are the different flavors. It defaults to the no POE version. And unless you really want that, you want to save the few dollars. Yeah, they got a couple other models out here, the P7. You got the regular 06 one, and then you got the EFR chipset, the 6M. And you can see they're all fairly close in price. Now, of course, I have that segment of which one would I pick and why and everything. But if you just want to know right now, the SLZB06 is where it's at. Just be careful when you're ordering off AliExpress. You're going to save a little money out there on that, but you may have to wait a little bit. But hey, if you don't need it right now, save a few coin. Now, of course, those links are affiliate links, and the way those do work, there's no additional cost to you. I do appreciate it when you do use those. Now, one big thing that I will find that is different is this allows you to put this device, say, in the middle of the house because you'll just run Ethernet to it and that's it. You could actually put it up on the top of a shelf or even hang it on the ceiling, whatever you may want, because they do have the various little screw holes on the back to mount it. They even give you the little tools for that, and they give you the little sticky tape to mount on there as well. How cool is that? But the neat thing is, you can imagine you could put this in the middle of your home, and then because remember you're building the mesh, your mains power devices are going to be your routers, your repeaters. So then you could have, say, this device in the middle, then a power plug here, in another room, and then say a light bulb over here, and then you've got a motion sensor over there. Hope it doesn't fall off the table. And you can see the stepping stones it makes to go through the mains device to get to the battery power device over there. Kind of would suck if you had this on your server way over here and you had no way to really link that up, but that allows you to do that and make a pretty, decent looking mesh in your home. It kind of makes sense really to put your coordinator or your Zigbee radio in the middle of the home or in the middle of your mesh. That way you have multiple routes to all the different mains devices, and you just don't have one route that actually makes it to the middle of your house. It makes it a little bit easier to get things done in the whole Zigbee world. So in a quick overview of the device itself, it's pretty damn long. I mean, they even give you a little measuring stick with it, but yeah, I've got this one here. The OG way one. So we're looking at like a 6-inch long device, or I guess in the other world that uses non-imperial, then they use 15 centimeters or so. So there's just a few countries that use centimeters out there. This is power over Ethernet. The only difference is on the back, party on the back as always. These are 3 models I have, and put the antennas out. The only difference is going to be the sticker on the back. They look all the same from the top, and it makes sense to me why you'd make the same exact case. What's inside, now of course I'll show the internals, but they also show all the internals. They don't hide it on their website, and towards the end of the video I do like a full breakdown of these. Now that's what's cool about this is you also have the USB-C port. And you can, if you want to, because even there is a non-PoE one, but if you just want to get the PoE one in case when you upgrade to do some PoE stuff, is go ahead and get that one, because you can power it through USB-C, and then you can put the data side through the regular Ethernet without any issue. It will not backfeed. They actually have the electrical design not to backfeed power up the port, even though it is power over Ethernet. They thought about people double powering these damn things. So there's nothing really else to this. I mean, the antenna that comes with it, just a little regular antenna, and of course you got all the mounting stuff on the bottom you can do. But yeah, to power these up with power over Ethernet, is just plug them in Ethernet, and then of course you will need something like a power over Ethernet switch. I know a lot of people out there maybe running UniFi or other things or other camera type stuff, and just plug it into one of your power over Ethernet ports and it will power right up on your switch. Now, of course, if you do have just a regular router and just have like switches off the back of your ISP, you can get a PoE injector if you want, and then you can run Ethernet, which the spec of Ethernet is going to be 100 meters around 330 feet, I believe. But yeah, it's a pretty long ass way. If you got a big ass house, I guess you could do that. Now, if you're talking about big houses or even separate houses, the cool part is this is Ethernet. You can run multiple instances. Makes it stupid simple for being able to run multiple instances of, if you want to do ZHA, Zigbee to MQTT, have separate buildings of your devices as well. They even have freaking WireGuard built into here. So if you want to put one remotely and be crazy, you could do that as well. And the cool part about not being USB is for all the hypervisor people and all the other container things, you're not having to pass through USB. It just comes in through the Ethernet adapter and call it a day. You're not having to fight any of that. So that leads us down to, there's so many of them. Go to their website, I use your links, Digi, and everything, and don't know which one to get. Well, I must tell you one thing is they have some rankings on here. I may not agree with all of them. Surprise there. I've been running the CC2652P for probably 3 or 4 years on my Zigbee network with Zigbee to MQTT. Use it and rely on it multiple times during the day, and it just freaking works. Awesome. And the CC2652 is kind of a universal chipset for ZHA and Zigbee to MQTT when the EFR one is not really yet. So That's why I'll rank this one as my, number one right here. The P7, kind of a new chip. It's the same chip. It has just more flash RAM, storage, etc. It's the same exact processor as this one. Takes a little bit newer firmware. I'm kind of on the fence whether you should get that one, but I'm gonna stick with old reliable right here. I've got a network about 50 or 60 devices. It works great. I've seen people with even much larger than that. But if you're gonna go even bigger than that, maybe want to go with the P7 if it's not that much more expensive. You're not gonna get a faster network. Don't think that. This is a really, really new chip. I would probably stay away from this one unless you want to be bleeding edge and have a little test network. I'll agree with why they rank it for there. The EFR. This is the one that they are working on some things with Zigbee to MQTT to make it better. It's still in beta at this time. I'm not going to give it a rank 1. I'll give it rank 2 because I still prefer this one over that one. EFR works great with ZHA. If you're just going to use ZHA and you like the EFR, rock and roll, go there. This is also another kind of new chip. I'll agree with them there on the rank 3. But if you want to know where it's at, I'm going to stick with the CC2652, which that is the SLZB06. And of course, I will leave the link down below. Just remember, if you're getting it from AliExpress, watch your versions, watch the flavors, because AliExpress always tries to confuse the hell out of you by showing you a product with a different price and there's multiple flavors. So be careful on that. Now, once you do have it connected using your Ethernet, this is just power over Ethernet. No other wires to connect this. Of course, if you did want to power it using, you don't have power over Ethernet right now, something you're going to get later, you can use the USB-C port right there. Doesn't worry about repowering double ways. They did think about people and idiots like myself trying to do that. So, and do think about if you're going to this, if you're running all those hypervisors and everything else and the containers and having to pass through VMs, everything USB becomes a pain, all the different port things. It's just an IP address. If you go the Ethernet route, that's the beauty of this. So plug it in. Let's jump into Home Assistant. And yeah, it's pretty awesome on how easy it is to get configured. So this is my little HOS box that we did previously. And if you have your network set up where this is going to be the same network as your HOS box, you should get a little notification down here saying you got a new device. And say, well, check it out. I've got a bunch of stuff. I'm just going to scroll down. Been playing with these multiple sticks. And you can see I got the SLZB06, which is the one in my hand. I'm going to hit configure. Now, don't be tempted to hit submit just yet. I want to jump over to the interface. So I'm going to grab that IP address because this is where all the magic happens and what makes this coordinator pretty badass. I was really impressed with this when I pulled this up. I will say I've been procrastinating making a video on this for several months, and but then I couldn't keep it. I had to show the awesomeness of this thing. And no, again, they did not pay me to say that crap. So the cool thing is it shows you tons of information you probably don't even need. Like the temperature of the Zigbee chipset. Really? Same thing for the ESP chip. I don't know. It even shows down like all the internet access, everything. But the cool part is I'm going to run through the interface right here. You got the mode and you got down here the Zigbee coordinator. That's default. That's the coordinator is the main brain. Zigbee router, if you just want to put this somewhere and route, because remember, this stuff has a pretty powerful radio inside compared to a smart plug, plus it has a real antenna. And so it would be a great router for things. You can do matter over thread. Pretty awesome. They're doing that with the CC2652. Of course, it's experimental. Bluetooth proxy. Hit enable. Do read the warning here. This will kind of dumb things down. It puts ESP home on it to do Bluetooth proxy. I'm kind of on the fence whether I want my Zigbee chipset to also, do my Bluetooth proxy stuff. I know it uses the ESP32. I kind of sometimes just want my ESP32 to just be Bluetooth proxy or just want to be Zigbee. But if you want to do that, you can do all that here. Lots of different options and things. Z2M, ZHA. This is pretty awesome. You don't have to listen to some bald-headed dude on YouTube tell you how to put your crap into Zigbee to MQTT, because guess what? They put it right here in the damn interface. And no, I'm not on coke right now. So you just copy and paste the damn thing and throw it into your configuration YAML, and that's it. I'm gonna do ZHA, it's here, USB, they tell you everything. I don't agree on the 20 transmit power, but I did a whole short video on that in the past. I run mine at 9 because my smart plugs and everything don't run at 20. So I kind of want it to be a two-way street because that's what Zigbee is. Didn't change any of this. The EFR modules also have a place where you can look at how much interference or how much traffic is on all the Zigbee channels, but I'll show you that here in a second. Security. If you want to lock this down because you got people up on your Wi-Fi you don't really need and they screw around with stuff, or you got some badass kids, lock down your interface so they can't screw up your Zigbee things. VPN. What the hell? I got VPN on my damn Zigbee adapter? Yeah, that's VPN on the damn thing. And it's WireGuard, where I guess if you really wanted to put, this device, I hadn't tried it yet. If anybody has, shoot me a comment down below. I'd like to hear about it. Is you could put a Zigbee device over the internet and then, WireGuard, that's encrypted traffic, and you could put Zigbee at someone's home and just manage it on your side and run all the automations for that. That's kind of pretty cool. That way you don't have to support a whole Home Assistant, everything remotely. My favorite feature is the firmware update because it's stupid simple. You click the button and then that's it. Then you click the version you want and it flashes and reboots and does the thing. You can see I even have the dev firmware on here. If you want to roll back, hey, I don't like the dev firmware, you click the button, it rolls the thing back right for you. Takes about 2 minutes at most. There's no command line crap. There's no download and copy and paste, and it's really a one-click upgrade, I promise. The Zigbee chipset itself, remember I did that stupid video way back in probably 2 years ago of all kind of command line and installing apps and everything to upgrade the Zigbee chipset on, and even flashing your router stuff and everything. Well, watch, it's one button. Isn't that stupid crazy? And the change logs are all right here for you. I want to make it a router. Well, guess what? We scroll down, hit the router button. I want to do matter over thread. Hit the matter over thread button. It's that simple to do. That's pretty awesome. I love that they've done this. If you really want to get crazy, you could do automatic updates. I do not recommend that. But that's all your thing. LED, that's just like the little LEDs on the side if you want to disable them, system log, etc. But I want to get to the really, really cool part is the documentation. Because guess what? You don't have to have some idiot on YouTube telling you how to do things and then things going to change, and they add to the documentation and they break everything down of what all the LEDs are, all the different processes, even telling you how to stick it to the wall, updating the chipset, matter over thread, Bluetooth proxy. And I guess they did have a bad link on there, but I'm sure if they see that, they'll fix some of this stuff. And stop using the word life hacks, people. So to configure this thing in your Home Assistant, you should, again, now I've been playing with a few of them, got a few on the network, but I have the 6M set up right now. So this is the SLZB06M. I wanted to show you this one feature. If you scroll down, this is different. I don't see this on the 2652 models. If you hit Start Scan on channel energy, it talks about the channel numbers. If you didn't watch the last video on setting up ZHA, remember we talked about, I guess you wouldn't have remembered if you didn't watch it. I talk about doing channel number 15, 20, or 25. And once you just click the button, it should scan and then it should update. Hopefully, doesn't make a liar out of me. Oh, network error. And there we go. Hit the button again. It's fine. So it shows you, it looks like it's a big mess at my place. Yeah, I do run several different access points. I run a couple Zigbee networks, some production and test, but just stick to like they say. It's right here, 15, 20, or 25, and run your Wi-Fi on 16 and or 11 at 20 megahertz wide, and you'll be fine. That way you won't have your Wi-Fi stepping on your Zigbee stuff. Now this is only on that 6M model, but let's jump into how to configure it. We will hit the submit button now. So hit submit and just leave this here, hit submit. Some of this may take some time. Be patient. It's not going to be as fast as mine because I'm editing out all the blank spots. So erase network and let it do its thing. Now, of course, if you were migrating, moving, you would have selected a different option. And of course, I will get to Zigbee to MQTT in another video. That's a little different setup for doing things. We're going to stick to ZHA for now. So since I have been playing around with Zigbee stuff on here, it does show the other device in there. I'm just going to go nuke that device out because I do want to add that. I don't remember if that was under this adapter or not. So once it adds in, you should see the ZHA right here. And then, yeah, you probably won't see these. These are because I'm playing with multiple things. No, not that way. Hit configure and you will get to that channel number thing. So again, go pick your channel number before you start adding all your devices. It's very important. I know they have some experimental features of being able to change channels, but yeah, just don't rely on it. Change it from the jump. So we're going to jump into here under these Silicon Labs. This is that 6M model. This is all going to be the same for all of them pretty much. And then I'm going to add devices via this device. And I got the little Sonoff Zigbee SZB40 plug, this one here, and it's no power monitoring on it. It's a little Sonoff plug. There's all kind of stuff. If you're curious on devices and everything, of course, look at one of my other videos. I'll link that one down there. And or you can just come and jump in the Discord and go say, hey, I need XYZ device. That link's always down there. Holding the power button down. So you can see there it is, that SMLight saying configuring. That can take a little bit of time, just depends. Some battery devices, you may have to like continue to wake them up if they're like a Acaria. And it's ready to go. You don't need to add any more, well, don't. And then gonna jump back in and you should see it in your list for the integrations. And there's the SMLight. And if you wanna make sure, I know I got this question in the past, is how do I know it's a router? Well, there it is. Hit the little drop down. You can see that that mains power device does route, you know, induce is a smart relay as well. So it's kind of a dual use device. Most mains power devices, except for like the single LED light bulbs, are going to be routers. There's a few other little ones out there, but you can turn the switch on and off and it's lightning fast because it's all purely local, just goes over your network and not the stupid cloud. So you can see the one they highlight straight on their homepage at this time, SLZB 06 all in one. You can do Bluetooth proxy, you can do Zigbee, you can do Matter over Thread. Do want to play a little around with Matter over Thread and see if I can get it working over Ethernet because I do a little different installation than the HAOS users. So we'll see if we can get that going and maybe we'll do some sort of, I don't know, some big mess of a live stream with that or something. So if you want to be curious of like what different products and everything, you need help with different Zigbee networks and you got a bunch of different Zigbee questions and everything. There's lots of people out here on my Discord use Zigbee from various different things. And yeah, I even used to not like it myself, but I truly love the whole Zigbee thing. And yeah, Thread is just not something right now. Screw Thread for now. So, but if you want to come hang out with some cool people down in Discord, maybe not this cool person up here, but lots of different, you know, technical people that have used Zigbee for a while out there in my Discord. And you'll find that link down below as always. So I do appreciate SMLight for sending this review. And yeah, as always, there was no funds exchange because I don't do paid videos and I just tell it like it is because that's what you want out there. You want something to be real. So press all them buttons, hit subscribe, do all the things, leave me a comment, tell me I suck, and y'all take care. So this isn't like some little cheesy board that someone just kind of threw together. They actually put some effort and thought behind this damn thing. So kind of running down the board, because it's a very long board. You can see the bulk of things really starts to happen when you get to about right there. And you can see that's the CP2102, that's the USB. And then you got ESP32 along with the flash RAM that kind of runs all their software. And then you've got the actual Zigbee chipset, which are upside down. Let's flip it around. You can see they got, there it is right there. That's the CC2652P74 designation. Looks like some little debug headers there if necessary, but you shouldn't need to do that. And then you've got your antenna connector soldered on. And we'll run back down the board for the ones who want to see all the things. Oh, AMS 1117 power regulator, recognize that. And then we get to the power over Ethernet stuff and my finger in the way. And of course you get the Ethernet connector itself with probably the link light and the speed possibly. So 2 LEDs there.